stage wants to be a stand-up, but at his age, he's lucky to be standing up. Y'all make some noise for Bock.
Hello, thanks for coming. Let me tell you, getting old sucks. You look in the mirror and you say, who the hell is that? I guess it's just a sorry version of our younger selves. I mean, we're like old cars. Instead of going to auto parts and getting a part, we go to the doctor, we get joint replacements, we get stents, we get cardiac bypasses. Things change over time. I mean, when I was younger, I taught history. Now I am history. We used to have to learn our ABCs. Now I gotta learn my LGBTs. I remember we had the Gray Panthers. Now they're dyed-blonde cougars. And what's with kids these days? They all want to get tats. They got tats everywhere. We were happy with tits. Now I've been investigating these senior communities. Now they're all a little different, you know, some are active, some have religious overtones, but for the most part, it's people who've just retired, they raise their kids, they just want to have fun. It's like back to college. Let's just hope they don't start streaking again. It's not going to be very pretty. You know, so, but now these senior communities, sometimes people own their own homes, some have assisted living, and some have nursing homes. But I think what they need to do is have a cemetery there. That way they can advertise, you'll love this place so much you'll never leave. When you get there, it's almost heaven. Now I was in one community and I saw this man driving a golf cart down the street. And it just so happened there was a security car driving right behind him. And he saw fluid leaking out of the cart. He pulled him over. Gave him a DWI. Driving while incontinent. And in that same community, there was an older man trying to rape a woman. Luckily, he had erectile dysfunction. They charged him with assault with a dead weapon. And one of the doctors there, he said erectile dysfunction is like a heart attack of the penis. One guy raised his hand, he said, when can I get my 100 compressions? Then I was in another place, and it was assisted living, and I was walking down, I looked in this exam room, and there was an older man there with his wife, and the doctor said, I need a urine and stool sample. And the guy goes, what? And he says, I need a urine and stool sample. He goes, what? His wife gave him a head in the elbow, and it says, just give me your damn underwear. Now, a few years ago, we were thinking of moving to Charlotte, my wife and I. We didn't know anything about Charlotte at all. So we thought, well, let's just check out a senior community. Now, I got to tell you, around the country now, the biggest increase in STDs are in senior communities. So, anyway, we decided to go out to this place, Sun City. It's out on 521. And we stayed there a day or two. And you know, after being there a little while, I think they ought to change their name to Setting Sun City. You know, you drive around, you think the most popular vehicle would be a Buick, or maybe a golf cart. It was the ambulance. Now, when I decided to go into the clubhouse, you know, you got to remember now, people get older, they're in their 60s and 70s, and dating's a little different, their spouses die. So we went in there and I saw this couple in the corner. They were sitting there and the man had his arm around her shoulder and the other arm was on her thigh. And I heard her say, "Are you feeling me up?" He says, "No, I'm just checking for bone density." And then his hand went to her breast. She said, "Are you sure?" He says, "No, I'm just feeling for lumps." So I walked down a little further and there was a group of people sitting there and, you know, the women were drinking grasshoppers and pink ladies, and then these men had these tall white drinks. I said, "What drink is that?" They said, "Oh, it's a new drink. It's a Russian missile launcher. It's white cream to cocoa, vodka, and Viagra." So then I went outside and they had this court. It's like a little tennis court with a net and paddle and balls. This thing called pickleball. And they had two teams, Gherkins and Dill. Now I recently found out what the term grandfather means. That's when your kids' kids go to college and they're kind of short on tuition and they come up and say, "Hey Pops, you get an extra 20 grand? Now, I read the news a lot. You know, there's the usual murder, sex, but this past year, there's been a lot about space exploration. You know, you had the movie The Martian, and of course, President Trump recently had the space agency set up. But there was a movie out this past year called First Man. It was about Neil Armstrong's 1969 walk on the moon. And when he did, he stepped out and he said, "One step for man, one giant leap for mankind." But then he mumbled something else. So when he got back to Earth, well, reporters came up to him and said, "What did you say?" He said, "I said, go for it, Jackson." And he said, "What's that?" He says, "When I was 10 years old, I was looking out the window, and Mr. Jackson next door, his window was open too. He asked his wife for a blowjob. And she said, 'Honey, next time you're going to get one of those when that kid next door walks on the moon.'" Richard Branson of Virgin Airlines, he's got a company now called Virgin Galactic. And he's going to take people for rides for $250,000 into space. Now, where are you going to find virgins over 21? And if something goes wrong, they're finally screwed. Thank you, everybody. My name is Chief.